So, good afternoon, all of you. Uh, Today, we are going to discuss the topic like determination of order of reactions. In the last lectures, we understand these characteristics of first order, second order, and zero order reactions, right? And the comparative study of first order and second order characteristics also we done this, and we revised two or three times the characteristics of the first and second order reactions. So I think everybody knows the and understand the characteristics of the first and second order reactions, because the characteristics is uh, two three characteristics only very important, like your half life period and graphical representations, right? So, and one more characteristics in the second order reactions, that is the second order reactions, that equation it is looks like after the putting the value of t is equals to t half and x is equals to a by 2, and then it looks like equations of first order reactions when the one of the reactant is in large amount. Suppose a and b is the reactant, and then b is in large amounts, so that time the equation becomes the first order kinetics. So that is very important. The remaining characteristics are uh, important, but these two three characteristics are asked in university examination separately also. Okay, so just keep in your mind these things whenever you do the study, right? Now, today we are going to talk about the determination of order of reactions. So, order of reactions of any reactions, chemical reaction can be determined with the three different methods. There is a various methods, but out of that way, we just learn the three methods which is used to determine the order of reactions. First one is the integration method. Second one is the uh, okay, but it is my end. My sound it is very clear. Okay, so just see your network. Okay, because I have 100% sound. बाकीच्यांना येतोय ऐकायला व्यवस्थित? ठीक आहे. कारण मी तर व्यवस्थित हे केलेलं आहे. Okay. So, first one is the integration methods. Second one is graphical methods, and third one is the half-life methods. Third one is the half-life method, right? So out of these three, one is the integration methods. So in the integration methods, that is the method of determination of order of reaction, that is the substitution into equations or integral rate expression methods also. This integration methods also called as the this substitutions into the equations or integral rate expression methods also, right? So this integration method, these integration methods, uh, we know that the first order second order reactions. So the first order reaction k is equals to 2.303 upon t into log of to the base 10 a upon a minus x. And the second order reaction, there is the two equations, that is the equal concentration initial concentrations and the unequal initial concentration. So for the equation for equal initial concentration, k is equals to 1 upon t into x upon a into a minus x. And unequal initial concentration for the second order reaction, that is k is equals to 2.303 upon t into a minus b into log of to the base 10b into a minus x upon a into b minus x. So these are the equations for the this is the first order equations, and this is the second order reactions for the equal concentrations. and equal concentrations equations वेगळा आहे. ते काय आहे तर K is equals to 2.303 upon T into A minus B into log of to the base 10 B into A minus X upon A into B minus X. This is the second order reactions for the unequal concentration, initial concentrations. Okay. So in these methods, the amount of reactant decomposes, म्हणजे जेवढा reactant decompose होतोय तो किती होतोय X at various interval of time, that is the T. It can be determined experimentally. तो आपल्याला एक्सपेरिमेंटली डिटरमाइन करता येते. बट दिस व्हॅल्यूज आर सबस्टिट्यूटेड इनटू द इक्वेशन्स, दॅट दिस इक्वेशन अँड दिस फर्स्ट अँड सेकंड ऑर्डर इक्वेशन्स. त्यामध्ये जेव्हा ठेवतोय, सो द व्हेलॉसिटी कॉन्स्टंट ऑफ फर्स्ट ऑर्डर, सेकंड ऑर्डर अँड थर्ड ऑर्डर सेकंड ऑर्डर रिएक्शन्स कॅन बी डिटरमाइन. म्हणजे आपण के काढू शकतोय व्हेन यू डिकम्पोज द युअर रिएक्टंट इन एक्स ऍट द इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम. सपोज 0 लेवलला काय असणार आहे, 10 मिनिटांनी काय असणार, 20 मिनिटांनी काय, 30 मिनिटांनी काय. सो K for 0, K for 10, K for 20, K for 30. So we can calculate when you put the values of this into the equations of this or this or this, first or second or third. So we can find out the K, velocity constant. Experimentally we can find out it, and the order of reaction is determined with the help of this K. So if this K it is obtained and it is very satisfactory and constant value, fairly constant value, ह्या तिघांच्या ह्या एवढ्या सगळ्यांच्या जर fairly constant value येत असेल, fairly constant value, and we use the equations for second order reactions or we use the equation for first order reaction, so on that basis we can say that this is the first order reactions or the second. In this way we can simply find out the order of reactions. This is a methods, it is a trial and error method, but nowadays it is very extensively used to determine the order of reactions, right? So this is the first methods to determine the order of reactions. Okay, now this second methods, that is the graphical methods. Second methods, that is the graphical methods. So on the basis of these methods, we also determine the order of reactions. So in the methods of this graphical methods, the order of reactions may be determined with the plotting of different functions of the concentrations against the time. म्हणजे ग्राफिकल मेथड्स मध्ये आपण काय करतो, जसं आपण कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स मध्ये बघितलंय की सपोज जर असं असेल की हे इक्वेशन्स आहे, दिस इज द इक्वेशन्स, ओके, फर्स्ट ऑर्डर इक्वेशन्स, and we plot the graph of log of A upon A minus X versus time T. And if you got the straight line, जर तुम्हाला स्ट्रेट लाईन मिळत असेल तर ते जर इक्वेशन फर्स्ट ऑर्डर असेल तर that equations or that graph, when you obtain the straight line passing through this origin, that this graph, nature of graph says that your order of reaction it is first order. तुमची order of reactions काय आहे, first order आहे. Okay. In this way, if you plot the graph of rearrange equations of this, the second order reaction, this is the equal concentration of second order reactions, this one. And if you plot the graph of 1 upon A minus X, असा जर तुम्ही ग्राफ काढला असेल 1 upon A minus X and versus time T, right? And if you plot the graph of this one, and if you got the straight line, and which is the just like this and having the intercept 1 upon A, and here is the slope. So this straight line in this way, this is the straight line for the first order reactions, that is the when you plot the graph of log of A minus X, right? This, so this is A minus X versus time T, and plot the graph like this. So A upon A minus X, this one, okay. And if you obtain the straight line, both the equation first order and second order, this nature of graph will say that your the reactions it is first order or second order reactions. So in this way we can find out the order of reactions. The order of reaction is determined by plotting the different functions of concentration against such time, which is given, and thus from this nature of graph we are determine first order and second order reactions. Suppose this is the graph for the second order reaction. So this the chemical reaction, it is second order, and this is the graph for this first order, and this is the called as the first order reactions. So in this way, from the graphical representations also gives the informations about the order of reaction. This is the one of the methods to determine the order of reactions. Okay, in this way, so different rearrangements of equations, and we can plot the graph of the to determine the order of reactions. Okay. The next methods, that is the half-life methods. Half-life methods. This is very important methods, and these methods gives the informations. In these methods, the time taken to complete definite fractions of reaction is calculated. Half-life म्हणजेच काय तर जेवढा वेळ तुमचा हाफ रिएक्शन्स कंप्लीट होण्यासाठी लागणारा जो टाइम असतोय त्याला आपण हाफ लाईफ टाइम किंवा हाफ लाईफ पिरियड असं म्हणत असतो, किंवा हाफ लाईफ चेंज ऑफ द रिएक्शन असं आपण त्याला म्हणतोय, किंवा फ्रॅक्शनल चेंज मेथड्स ऑर दी असं सुद्धा त्याला म्हणतात. ओके, सो we know that the time required for completion of the same functions fractions of the reactions and which is independent of initial concentration of the react. So in case of the first order reactions, that will be, आता आपल्याला हे माहित आहे की जर एखादी रिएक्शन प्रोग्रेस होत असेल आणि त्याचा हाफ दोन्ही रिएक्शन्स हाफ रिएक्शन्स होण्यासाठी जेवढा टाइम लागतो त्याला आपण हाफ लाईफ टाइम किंवा हाफ लाईफ पिरियड असं म्हणतोय. So this perform this reaction and initial concentration of the reactants, which is after the progress of reactions, it is of fractions. So that can be analyzed when the initial concentration is reduced to the half, and that time is noted. तो टाइम आपण नोटेट करतो. तर जर फर्स्ट ऑर्डर रिएक्शन असेल तर टाइम इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द इनिशियल कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन ऑफ द reactant, and that will be the T is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant. This is for in case of first order reactions, and in case of the second order reaction it is inversely proportional. So first in the first order reaction, your the reactant initial concentration, it is independent, it is independent of the initial concentration of the reactants, and therefore we can write T is inversely proportional to 1 upon a raised to power 0, right? But in a second order reactions, that is the inversely proportional to the initial concentrations, and in case of the second order reactions, this is the T is equals to T is inversely proportional to 1 upon a raised to power 1, because it is the inversely proportional to the time, right? This is in case of the second order reaction. If it is the inversely proportional to the square of initial concentration of the reactions, and that is this third order reactions, and that time we can say that E is inversely proportional to the square of the initial concentration of reactor, and that is called as the third order reaction. This is in case of first order, this is in case of second order, and this is in case of the third order. In this way, we can say that nth order of reaction, and that is called as T is inversely proportional to a raised to power n, a raised to power n. So this a raised to power n minus 1, a raised to power n minus nth order, right? So suppose we consider the this is in general time to take and complete the definite fractions of nth order reaction, and therefore it is T inversely proportional to 1 upon a raised to power n minus 1. Suppose we consider the two experiments for this initial concentrations of A1 and A2. म्हणजेच आपण असं कन्सिडर केलंय की nth ऑर्डर रिएक्शन्स आहे आणि त्यावेळेस आपण दोन कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन्स किंवा दोन एक्सपेरिमेंट केले. सो दोन एक्सपेरिमेंट करताना हे त्यावेळेस आपल्याला काय असणार आहे, T1 असणार आहे आणि T2 असणार आहे. ओके, सो T1 साठी इनिशियल कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन जे काय असेल ते A1 असेल, आणि T2 साठी इनिशियल कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन जे काय असेल ते A2 असेल, राईट? So these fractions, this initial concentrations and this time for the completion of the same fractions of these both the experiments. So that time the equations for this we can be different initial concentration, that is A1 and A2, and if time T1 and T2. So the nth order of reactions can be determined. त्यावेळेस आपण nth ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन्स डिटरमाइन करू शकतो. ती कशी? तर फॉर एक्झाम्पल the T1 is inversely proportional to this 1 upon A1 raised to power n minus 1. This is case 1. And T2 for T2 is inversely proportional to 1 upon A2 raised to power n minus 1. हे तुमच्या लक्षात आलं ना? आपण कसं केलंय? आपण फक्त काय केलंय की इथं फर्स्ट ऑर्डर साठी काय केस आहे, सेकंड ऑर्डर साठी काय आहे, थर्ड ऑर्डर साठी काय आहे, ते आपण इथे केलंय. सो त्यावरून आपण काय कन्सिडर करतोय की हाफ लाईफ पिरियड हा जर nth ऑर्डर साठी असेल तर तो काय असणार आहे, टी इन्व्हर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू 1 अपॉन ए रेस टू पॉवर n मायनस 1. असं जर असेल तर nth ऑर्डर साठी जर आपण हे करत असेल तर आपण T1 आणि T2 साठी का करायचं नाही, तर हे दोन एक्सपेरिमेंट केले तर T1 साठी काय असणार आहे, तर 1 अपॉन ए रेस टू पॉवर n मायनस 1, याला A1 म्हणायचं आहे. आणि T2 साठी काय असणार आहे, 1 अपॉन A2 n रेस टू पॉवर n मायनस 1. म्हणजे हे इक्वेशन्स आणि हे इक्वेशन्स. सो आता याला जर आपण याचा रेशो घेतला तर T1 अपॉन T2 म्हणजेच काय होणार, T1 अपॉन T2, राईट. सो इट इज दी, आता हे इक्वेशन्स असं पण लिहू शकतो किंवा T1 अपॉन T2 इज इक्वल्स टू, दॅट इज, आता याचा जर आपल्याला रेशो घ्यायचा असेल तर A1 हे जे असेल तर हे 1 अपॉन ए रेस टू पॉवर n मायनस 1 आहे आणि इंटू होईल त्याला 1 अपॉन ए रेस टू पॉवर n मायनस 1 A2 जर असेल तर इंटू होईल. म्हणजेच ते कसं इक्वेशन्स होईल, 1 अपॉन ए रेस टू पॉवर A1 n मायनस 1 इंटू A2 n रेस टू पॉवर 1 अपॉन 1. म्हणजेच हे इथे येईल, हे इथे येईल. म्हणजेच आपल्याला कसं लिहिता येईल की A2 अपॉन A1 याचा n कॉमन जो आहे n मायनस 1, म्हणजेच T1 अपॉन T2 इज इक्वल्स टू A2 अपॉन A1 रेस टू पॉवर n मायनस 1. म्हणजे जसं आता इथं आपण लिहिणार आहे. ओके. सो याचा जर लॉग घेतला या इक्वेशनचा, इफ यू टेकिंग द लॉग ऑन बोथ साइड्स फॉर दिस इक्वेशन्स, T1 upon T2 is equals to A2 upon A1 raised to power n minus 1. So the equation, we got the equations. याचा लॉग घेतल्यानंतर आपल्याला इक्वेशन्स काय मिळते. I just see the slide. दिसते. आता आपण काय केलंय की T1 घेतलाय, T1 1 अपॉन A1 n मायनस 1 आणि T2 काय घेतलाय, and T2 काय घेतलाय 1 अपॉन A2 n मायनस 1. सो हे जर असेल तर आपण याचा रेशिओ घेतलाय. इफ यू टेकिंग द रेशिओ ऑफ दिस वन, सो T1 अपॉन T2 इज इक्वल्स टू, आता हे जर असेल T1 म्हणजेच काय, तर 1 अपॉन A1 n मायनस 1. आता हा जर असेल, हा T2 खाली लिहिला तर 1 अपॉन A2 n मायनस 1. हा वर जाणार म्हणजेच काय होणार, याला इंटू होणार म्हणजेच काय होणार, A2 रेस टू पॉवर n मायनस 1 अपॉन 1. हे क्रॉस मल्टिप्लिकेशन केलं तर काय येतंय, म्हणजेच हे केलंय तर A2 n minus 1 upon A2 A1 n minus 1. So T1 is equals to T1 upon T2. अशा पद्धतीने आलं. सो आता याला जर आपण असं पण लिहू शकतोय, सो A2 upon A1 याला असं लिहू शकतो ना, n minus 1 is equals to T1 upon T2. So if you taking the logarithm on both sides, taking log on both sides for this equation, या इक्वेशन्सला 1 म्हणा, याला 2 म्हणा आणि याला आपण 3 म्हणूया. सो फॉर बोथ साइड्स, फॉर द इक्वेशन नंबर 3, याचा जर इक्वेशन 3 ला जर आपण लॉग घेतला तर काय लॉग येईल, तर लॉग होईल आपला लॉग ऑफ दिस टू द बेस 10 T1 अपॉन T2 अपॉन log of T1 upon T2 is equals to n minus 1 log of to the base 10 A2 upon A1 log, राईट. आता हा जो आहे हे इकडे घेतलं तर आपल्याला कसं मिळणार आहे, log of to the base 10 T1 upon T2 upon log this one log of to the base 10 A2 upon A1 is equals to n minus 1. आता आपल्याला n च्या फॉर्म मध्ये जर लिहायचं असेल तर therefore n is equals to, हा 1 आहे तर इथे प्लस होईल, plus log of to the base 10 T1 upon T2 upon log of to the base 10 A2 upon A1. So this is the n. n म्हणजेच काय तर n म्हणजेच काय ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन. n म्हणजेच काय तर ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन्स. ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन्स. So in this way, this n can be calculated with the help of when we putting the values of this T1, T2, A1, A2 into these equations, and we can find out the determinations, the order of reactions. Order of reactions आपण याच्यावरून काय करू शकतो find out करू शकतो. So hence the nth order of reactions can be calculated directly from these equations. या equations वरून आपण ते काढू शकतो. पण ते केव्हा? So the initial concentrations are plotted against the time, and two values of A corresponding to the two different timings, and the graph is obtained for this one. आता जर आपण याचा ग्राफ प्लॉट केला या इक्वेशनचा, तर आपल्याला एक दोन व्हॅल्यूज मिळतात. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दॅट व्हॅल्यूज ऑल्सो वी कॅन फाइंड आउट द ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन्स. त्याच्यावरून सुद्धा आपण ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन्स काय करू शकतो फाइंड आउट करू शकतो. नो डाउट this is the equations. These equations we can find out the order of reactions. कारण n म्हणजेच काय आहे order of reactions. Order of reactions directly we can find out the n order of reaction from these equations. But when you plot the graph against कशाच्या अगेन्स्ट आपण केलाय आपण कन्सिडर करतोय x is equals to a1/2 and x is equals to a2/2. म्हणजे हे हाफ लाईफ पिरियड आहे. इनिशियल कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन आहे. एवढ्या वेळेनंतर एवढा प्रॉडक्ट तुम्हाला मिळतोय म्हणजे हाफ remaining concentration of this reactant it is half. म्हणून आपण A2/2 आणि A1/2 लिहितो. Okay, so this is your the product which is amount and it is versus time. किती वेळेनुसार तुम्हाला काय मिळते तो प्रॉडक्ट मिळतोय. So on the basis of this we can plot the graph. जर तुम्ही असा ग्राफ प्लॉट केलाय तर काय मिळेल तुम्हाला तर फॉर इनिशियल कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन्स ऑफ दिस A2 साठी तुम्हाला असा ग्राफ मिळेल. सो दॅट इज द दिस इज द इनिशियल कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन A2 and second graph initial concentrations for A1 and this is the value for this one. And if you extrapolated the line here and we can find out this one. अशा पद्धतीने आपल्याला this is a time T1 T2 right, and when you extrapolated this one it is the time T1. So in this way this is the graph which will be the obtained. This initial concentration are plotted against the time. जर आपण initial concentration हे टाइम शी जर प्लॉट केलाय तर आपल्याला काय मिळते टू व्हॅल्यूज ऑफ ए च्या दोन व्हॅल्यूज आपल्याला मिळतात. Okay, from that values we can find out the two different timings are obtained. दोन वेगवेगळे टायमिंग्स किंवा हाफ लाईफ पिरियड आपल्याला मिळतंय. सो दिस फ्रॉम दिस ग्राफ्स and this half life period is substituting this value in the equations, above equations. या इक्वेशन्स मध्ये जर तुम्ही ठेवले या इक्वेशन्स मध्ये T1 and T2 इथं ठेवलंय. A1 A2 आपल्याला माहित आहे. So once we know the values of this T1 and T1 T2 आपण काढलाय या ग्राफ वरून, तर हे जर T1 T2 तुम्ही या n is equals to 1 plus log of to the base 10 T1 upon T2 upon log of to the base 10 A2 upon A1 यामध्ये जर तुम्ही ठेवलं तर we'll get the answer for n. n म्हणजेच काय order of reaction. So these are the methods to determine the order of reactions. ही मेथड्स आहे की ज्याच्यावरून आपण काय करू शकतो order of reactions find out करू शकतो. Okay, so here this n equals to 1 plus log of to the base 10 T1 upon T2 upon log of to the base 10 A2 upon A1. So this is the graph. When you plot the graph of this initial concentration of A1 and A2, and if you got the line of this one like this, so we'll find out this T1 and T2. So once we know this T1 and T2, put into these equations, these equations, and this is the knowing values of this A1, A2, and we put the T1 and T2, we'll get the n, and this is the n. It is order of reactions. So this half-life methods it also be used to calculate the determination of the order of reactions. So this is the third methods to determine the order of reactions of a chemical reactions. तीन methods आहे, एक तुमची आहे जी integration method, second one is the graphical representation or graphical method, and third one is the half-life method. So these are the references we have to use to study your this chemical reactions, right? That is then the next part is the एक थोड्या वेळाने तुमचं मीटिंग ही होईल, एंड होईल, तुम्ही सगळेजण जॉईन व्हा, कारण आपल्याला बराच वेळ आहे, तर हा कन्सेप्ट होऊन जाईल आपला. ओके, so the next part, that is the effect of temperature on rate of reactions and the theories of reaction rate. So yeah, out of these two concepts, today we are finished the effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. जसं आपण बघितलेलं आहे की फॅक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग ऑन रेट ऑफ वेलोसिटी कॉन्स्टंट और रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन्स, कुठले फॅक्टर्स हे करतात, तर टेम्परेचर, प्रेशर, कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन ऑफ रिएक्टंट मॉलिक्यूल, नेचर ऑफ रिएक्टंट मॉलिक्यूल्स, कॅटलिस्ट, हे सगळे काय करतात, रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन इन्क्रीज करतात. आणि त्याच्यावरून इफ द स्पीड ऑफ रिएक्शन इन्क्रीजेस तर रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन इन्क्रीजेस, आणि रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन इन्क्रीजेस होत असेल तर तुमचा के काय असणार आहे ते आपण हे करतोय. सो द टेम्परेचरचा एक्झॅक्टली इफेक्ट काय होतो रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन्सवर. सो नाउ दिस point to be covered into this two concept, that is the effect of temperature on the rate of reactions. There is a three concept, that is temperature coefficients, and second one is the Arrhenius equations, and third one, that is the energy of activations. So these 3 points to be covered into this effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. And these 3 points, Arrhenius equations, energy of activation, and temperature, that temperature coefficient, it is the effect, this three factors which is affect on your rate of reactions, and which is affected by the temperatures, theories of reaction rate will be continuing in the next lectures. Okay, so learning outcome of this two concept, that is to understand the effect of temperature on the rate of reactions via these three factors, that is temperature coefficient, Arrhenius equation, and energy of activations. And also we understand the theories of reaction rate via this postulates of kinetic theory of gases, right? So these are the two concepts. The first concept, it is the effect of temperature on the rate of reactions. Effect of temperature on the rate of reactions. So what is the effect, the temperature on your rate of reactions? Temperature coefficient, it is the rate of reaction as well as the rate constant is depends on the temperature. Hence it is increases the rate of reactions with increasing temperatures, right? And if it is increase the rate of reaction, so if it is increase the 10 degrees centigrade, then your rate of reaction it will be double or triple. Okay, जर तुम्ही 10 डिग्रीने टेम्परेचर वाढवलं तर तुमची रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन ही एक तर डबल होती किंवा ट्रिपल होत आहे. सो this velocity and velocity constant get approximately double or triple for every 10 degree rise in temperature, and this is generally expressed in the form of temperature coefficients. हे जे आहे, जे आपण 10 डिग्री टेम्परेचर वाढवलं तर तुमची रिएक्शन रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन इट विल बी डबल और ट्रिपल. सो दॅट इज दी एक्सप्रेशन, इट इज नोन ॲज अ टेम्परेचर कोएफिशियंट. त्यालाच आपण टेम्परेचर कोएफिशियंट असं म्हणतोय, and it will be denoted as the kt plus 10 upon kt. So this kt plus 10, it is one factor, divided by the kt is the different factors, where kt is equals to velocity constant at the this much temperature or t degree Celsius, and kt plus 10, it is the temperature of velocity constant at higher degree, that is the 10 degree higher temperatures. So therefore this factor it is called as the temperature coefficient. kt plus 10 upon kt is temperature coefficient, is called as the temperature coefficient. It is called as temperature coefficient. So this temperature coefficient is defined as, म्हणून आपण याला टेम्परेचर कोएफिशिएंटला कसं डिफाइन करू शकतो, इट इज द रेशियो ऑफ velocity constant. It is a ratio of velocity constant of a reaction at two different temperatures and which is separated by the 10 degree. दोन different हा कशाचा रेशिओ आहे तर व्हेलॉसिटी कॉन्स्टंटचा रेशिओ आहे दोन वेगवेगळ्या टेम्परेचरची आणि तो जे टेम्परेचर आहे 10 डिग्रीनी सेपरेटेड होते. सो इट कॅन बी डिफाईन ॲज द रेशिओ ऑफ the velocity constant of reactions at two different temperatures separated by 10 degree Celsius, right? Hence, the temperature coefficient decreases with increasing temperature. हा जो टेम्परेचर कोएफिशियंट रेशिओ आहे हा जो रेशिओ आहे हा डिक्रीज होतो जर तुमचं टेम्परेचर इन्क्रीज झालं. नो डाऊट टेम्परेचर इन्क्रीज झालं तर के व्हेलॉसिटी कॉन्स्टंट इन्क्रीज होत नाही. पण व्हेलॉसिटी कॉन्स्टंट इन्क्रीज होत असेल तर हे दोन जे आहे हा जो रेशिओ आहे हा रेशिओ डिक्रीज होतो. ओके, इथे कन्फ्यूज व्हायचं नाही. टेम्परेचर इन्क्रीज होते, व्हेलॉसिटी कॉन्स्टंट इन्क्रीज होतोय. ओके, रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन इन्क्रीज होतोय. पण रेशिओ ऑफ दिस टू रेट हे दोन जे रेट आहे हे रेट डिक्रीज होतोय. सो दिस इज द रेट. हेन्स द टेम्परेचर कोएफिशियंट डिक्रीजेस. हा जो टेम्परेचर कोएफिशियंट जो आहे हा डिक्रीज होतोय जर तुमचं टेम्परेचर इन्क्रीज झालं तर. ओके, सो डोंट कन्फ्यूज the rate of reaction and the temperature coefficients. Okay, rate of reaction increases when the temperature increases, rate of temperature coefficient decreases when the temperature increases. Just keep in your mind these things. Okay, this is the temperature effect on rate of reactions and that is the temperature coefficient. This is the first factors. Second factors, that is the Arrhenius equations. So students, we know that the Arrhenius equations, that is the K is equals to A into e raised to power minus EA upon RT, where this is the Arrhenius equations and this is given by the Arrhenius. Okay, so in this equation, A stand for the constant characteristics of the reactions called as the frequency factor. Then the EA it stand for the energy of activations. R is the gas constants, okay? T is the absolute temperatures. Then the small e is the natural logarithm base, that is 2.718, right? Okay, this is the exponential factors, right? And K is the velocity constant. K is the velocity constant. So the alternatively, these Arrhenius equations can be written as, this Arrhenius equations आपल्याला असं पण लिहिता येते. सो कसं लिहिता येईल? d of log of to the base e log k upon dt is equals to ea upon rt square. Okay, so these Arrhenius equations can be again written in the form of these equations. या इक्वेशनच्या फॉर्म मध्ये सुद्धा आपल्याला त्याला लिहिता येईल. ओके, so the effect of temperature on the rate of reactions was studied by this Arrhenius and it is expressed their equation that is called as the Arrhenius equation and which is